gonna get into this. We got the Ward boys. We got Cephas Ward. We got John Ward,
I ain't
and we
nobody's
got
boy. I'm a man.
me, Jeremiah Ward, and
Hell no.
I think we lost John.
Throw that in the trash.
So
Well, he talking to the dogs.
we're gonna talk about HBCU, which is historical black college universities. And basically, these colleges were created because, back a long time ago, black people wasn't allowed to go to college with the white people. So we have to make our own college. That's the reason why they have them, and they're still going to this day. And my brother Cephas, he went there. He can tell you about experiences. He's told me so much about experiences. I've heard great things. It's more than college. It's a brotherhood. So Cephas, can you let us know about that?
Yeah. Okay. So I went to Prairie A&M University, where I graduated from with a degree in business management. I also work at Texas Southern University as well. So that's another historically black university. That's Texas, where I'm working there in the procurement department. But the experience of the black college experience is a real good experience that every young black man black young person should do, male or female. They should go out and experience that. I mean, it's a lot of opportunities there. It's a lot of things that you learn about your heritage at that type of school. Where if you go anywhere else, I'm not saying other schools are bad to go to for those African American youth, but it's just basically it's a lot that you learn from going there. So like at Prairie, they got a whole bunch of history that you can walk on campus and see all the history that they go through. So being at the city is predominantly black, but you can go ahead and go through and see all of all of the things out there that it makes it good for to see your black heritage.
And
Now,
a lot of times, when you're on campus, you see people that look like you. So
yeah.
Especially in Southern California, you don't really see that a lot. But when you go to a different part of the U.S., like the South, you're going to see a lot of that, and it's a different vibe. It's kind of like, oh, okay, well, this college is mostly, people that look like me, so it gives you a different vibe on it. And then the way they set up their homecoming and their football games and everything else is different from a lot of other colleges how they do it. And from the experiences of John and you going to the homecomings and stuff, I heard it's off the chain. I heard that it's once in a lifetime thing to go to, and it's great. And John, tell me your experience about the homecoming game when you go.
Well, I didn't go to HBCU. I went to visit my brother and had a lot of fun. But when I experienced the homecoming, it's a time where it's like an actual peaceful time where everybody get out, even alumni from years before. Like you'll go there and you'll see people that's like 60 and 70 years old out there having the greatest time. And it's like, hey, man, you should be at home. But it's like one time where you can actually see all the black people that came through this college, like generation after generation after generation. They so proud to be there, and it's peaceful. And even if you have a couple of people that come up from a TCU, like TCU and Prairie View, and they'll say like, "Oh man, what you doing up here?" We're like, "Well, my dad went here, but I chose to go to TSU, but I'm gonna still come up here and represent." And it's just like they come out there and they just have fun, and it's like never any drama. Except one time we thought it was drama, but it really wasn't. Oh boy, we thought it was a fight, but it was just somebody like having fun. They was having fun, and somebody just yelled out "fight" because black people get scared, like ah. Like it got too rowdy in that side of the area. But other than that, like I enjoy it. I tell everybody you need to at least make your way to a black college for a homecoming game. Like it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter which black college. You got to go to one that has some kind of history behind it. They all have history behind it. But if you got to go, you don't want to go to the losing one because even this is the crazy thing. When I went, it's a homecoming football game. When now in high school, you go to the homecoming game, you go to the football game. That's what you go for. And then, the band or whatever happens in between. These people don't go for the football game. The stadium be empty first and second quarter. And 5 minutes left in the second quarter, it fills up to capacity for the band to perform the Battle of the Bands, and they go nuts. And it's the craziest thing you ever want to see. And then after the band walks off, the crowd leaves. And that's the only part I don't like about it. You got to support the football teams, and the football team be looking like, man, we thought they was gonna stay this time. Like our band won, y'all. We got to do this out here. But I mean, it's a great experience, man. I tell everybody, at least get out there one time, man. So.
Okay. Well, let's move on to. So now, in the news, we got two top recruits in high school right now. One of them is a senior. He's going to the college next year. The other one is about to be a sophomore in high school. So the one that's a senior, Maker, right? Maker.
Yeah, I think this was.
So I had a conversation with John and probably you a couple weeks ago about if these kids start going to HBCUs, will it change the whole demographic of the CCAA in college? In my opinion, yes, because the cameras are going to follow wherever these big top recruits go. You guys might say the competition is not as good, but at the same time, if you get all the competition and start going to HBCUs, then they'll be respected more. They'll get more television. Like John said, the band at the homecoming is crazy. There's no television. It's not televised nationally, stuff like that. So I think, in my opinion, we've been programmed to watch certain colleges on TV because it's always promoted. It's always aired and everything like that. So I think people will watch whatever is nationally aired. That's just how it is in the TV world, in my opinion. So I think these kids going to the HBCUs will open up a lot of doors for just the kids that's not even going for sports to be like, oh, I didn't even know that existed. And yes, I would like to go to a college that I could relate more to, that the people look more like me. And I think it'll open a lot of doors. So what do you guys have on that?
I don't know if it's gonna do all that. I mean, that's kudos to the kid, to both of those kids going to HBCUs. But at the same time, I don't think that's gonna make a difference on a national level. Now, those two kids will be followed by scouts and everything like that. But when you got just say you got a Prairie View basketball team with a top recruit on there going up against the national time of a Duke, a North Carolina, historical basketball colleges that put out great talent. I don't think that would even be like, you got to have a whole bunch of recruits just going to lower schools, like going to the mid majors and going to D2 schools, going to SWAC schools, MEAC schools, stuff like that. But as far as getting that national money, because what it boils down to, it boils down to money. The Prairie View or teams in the SWAC or the MEAC or the NAII, whatever leagues those are, if they not bringing in that money, they're not gonna be seen. So when you got, because Duke bring in crowds to come see Duke could have the garbageest team, but they're gonna fill Cameron Arena up. So Prairie View could have the best team, and you're gonna get at the most probably 1,000 people there watching if you got that. So it boils down to money, because right now they're not NBC, ABC, ESPN, Fox. They're not going to put them on there if they're not making no money. Now they do get their little time every once in a while, but other than that, they're not going to be on the national level, no matter who playing for it.
I say that like this, that you say it's about money, but yeah, like Duke, they get the best players to come there. That brings in the money. So if a lot of these top recruits, and I say, if they go to HBCUs, I don't mind it, but they need to know why they're going. They need to know about the school. They need to know about the history. You don't want to just go like, I'm going to bring this school from nothing to something. No, if you're going to go represent the HBCU that you're going to, do your history, be up on it, and go there, and then you represent. And then if a lot of other kids, like if the top 100 recruits of next season all go to HBCUs, whether white or black, yes, they will get a lot of television wise. They will get a lot of television this, because now you just got other kids that are just fading out from regular schools. Like even some of these schools can actually compete, but they haven't had the chance to.
Thank you. Yes.
They haven't had the chance to. A lot of these undercard schools can compete. Put them on a national level. It might take them a year or two because they got to get used to being in that environment. But then after they get into that environment, these these kids will go ham on some of these Dukes and stuff. Look what happened at Harvard and stuff like that. Those studious schools, they never had a chance.
Chaminade. Remember Chaminade beat what they did? They beat USC and UCLA that one year, and then now it's just like, but that's the fear of the D1s. If you get beat by a lower school, that's gonna mess up their money with the alumni. That's gonna mess up money, and they're not gonna want to play that school again. Which means I've seen it a number of times. So, like John said, you got a good point. If all these kids start going over the years, it's going to change everything because the camera's going to go where the big names are, and that's what the money is. So the reason why Duke is where it's at today, because it's been growing through the years. When it was nothing to something, Nike wasn't building today either. So when you get Duke, you get all the good kids coming. Now it's like, okay, Duke is one of the top schools. That's where you go to. But if everything changed, just like this a long time ago, people said, oh, black people will never play in the NBA, or they will never play do this and that in college. Right. Now it's regular. So over time, it will change. So what are you saying, John?
I'll say it like this. What you say is it's a good point. Like this, Appalachian State, the football team, terrible team. Nobody thought they would ever come through. And they got that one shot where they pulled off that first win they got, and they came back and did it a couple of times because they're a D2 school. They good in D2, but when they come up, they're not going to do nothing.
It wasn't terrible. Y'all got to look at this. All right, so this just because the caliber player, those players that go to those D1 schools, they have the grades to get recruited by those. What about these ones that's coming out these JCs and going to these smaller schools that didn't have the opportunity or the grade or the grades to go to that school, go to that top school? Now that's why you got the Appalachian States beating your Michigans. That's why you got your TSUs beating whoever it was who a couple of years ago beating that top school, because those players still have the skills. They're just not going to that school because they didn't make the grades. They might have got in trouble one or two times or whatever, and they got to go to a lesser school. So the talent on the lower levels, to me, is just as good or even better than the top schools. And now you might not say you might not have like a Zion Williamson you've been following since high school, but he went to Duke and he doing his thing there. Let's think how many Zion Williamsons there really is. He ain't the only one.
Yeah. Right. But here's the thing.
The only way that's gonna happen is that if those lower schools are gonna bring money, it's all money. It don't matter. I don't care who they beat.
How did they get the money? They get the money by winning games, winning championships, and having a top.
They get money because, like you said, they got winning programs. Just like some of these squads got winning programs that never get recognized. Look at North Dakota State. North Dakota State is a D2, D3 school. They in a championship every year for football. Where their money coming from? Now, but you got to look at this. You got alumni to support. That's a big thing. Your alumni support. Look at Humble State. The school you went to, Humble State. They always top in basketball. So why they ain't up?
So listen, check this out. Hold on, Jeremiah. Hold on. At the same time, listen. See, you just said that alumni. So what you got to teach these kids is, hey, check this out. If you are really that talented, and we think you are, you already have some of those kids you said that might not have the grades, that had to go to these lower level colleges, but now they can afford to go to HBCUs because they give scholarships out crazy. But you might have them, but they can't win, and they might need one of these top name kids to come there and then make that a program. You put one of those top name kids on every roster where they already had top name kids who just faded off because they didn't have grades and programs gave up on them. Those schools will dominate. You have no idea. But you say money has to come somewhere. Now listen. A lot of these top recruits don't want to go to HBCUs because people don't get drafted from there. It's hard to get drafted. It's very hard to get drafted from an under college like that.
It's hard
because they don't want to take that chance. So what they want to do is, if you build a program and teach these kids like, hey, we can come here and make this a dominant program, and we already have these kids that you could grow, then they go to the NBA, and you know what they become? Alumni for that school. Instead of the alumni that graduated and became doctors and stuff like this, and they just try to chip in this, that. You actually got real people with real money that made it out your school and say, you know what? I came here and got an education. They treated me right. I know about my history, and I'm going on and I'm passing it. And now I'm telling people, you know what? HBCUs are not as bad as people make them out to be. Like me from California, a lot of people don't even know about HBCUs.
Not at all.
from California, I didn't even know about HBCU. I knew about the Battle of the Bands, that Grambling State came down to San Diego every year and battled somebody. And that's the only thing I knew about HBCU. That's it, Grambling State. But then you start reading up on this stuff and realize, because you're not educated on that, so you don't know. HBCU is the last place any athlete looks.
And it takes like I know y'all see all this stuff all the time. I see it. It takes promotion. It takes someone big, the name and the fame, right? You get the name and the fame at these schools, the camera's gonna follow. When the cameras follow, you get fans. The fans bring in the money. Like perfect example now. The reason why sports are struggling now, ain't no fans paying for these tickets.
True.
So that's why the NBA, they changed their salary to lower, right? The fans is one of the most important part of any sport, of anything, basically any celebrity, anything. So you bring the fans, you bring more money. That's basically what it is. And if you bring these kids in and they start balling out, they get TV promotion and stuff like that and be on national TV, it's going to switch. It's going to take some time, just like anything else, but it will switch if it's consistently going with these top recruits going to the HBCU. Seifert, you got something to say?
It's going to have to be, you're going to have to build a program. That's going to be on the school. The school going to have to build a program because you can't have, like the kids come out now, that kid going to be in college for 4 years, maybe less, because he's finna go to the NBA. So you got to keep on bringing kids in every single year. Not just one. You need to be two, three. Even in football, you got to bring, like the NFL, it's a lot of people from black colleges in the NFL right now. A bunch of people, my favorite player, he from black colleges, from the SWAC, Mississippi State, Mississippi Valley State, or how you said, Mississippi Valley, Jerry Rice. You got Walter Payton that came from, he was from Jackson State. You got Steve McNair from Alcorn State. I mean, you got a bunch of people that's going to be in the Hall of Fame that came from these small colleges and black colleges. Even just to say your white players that come from those small D2 schools. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz came from the North Dakota State. That's a small school. So you got talent coming out of there. But I'm telling you, the big thing is it's a big money issue. Like you said, they need fans, but they gotta get the TV like Notre Dame. Notre Dame is with Channel ABC. Notre Dame don't play nowhere else but on NBC unless they got a bowl game.
It's gonna take time.
And it's the conferences that they're in too, like the Big 12, the SEC, all those conferences, they got money. They got boards. Like I'm telling you, the board over there, I know that the SWAC president, Charles McCullen, he do his thing, but it ain't nowhere near close to what the SWAC bringing in.
But they wasn't.
The SWAC got.
Our point, it wasn't always like that. It's like that now because it grew over the years. Right now, starting point for that to happen. You get what I'm saying? None of these colleges today, the top colleges in the world, they didn't start off getting millions of dollars. They started off getting little weenie money, and then they grew over time. Just like John was saying, it's going to take time.
It's like your Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been there since when? The 1800s. Okay. It seems like your USC's been there for a whole, like just say TSU. TSU just started in 1927. Prairie View was 1876, and their football team used to be the bomb back in the day. Yeah, we went on a big old 80-game losing streak, but then they got back to where they supposed to be at.
But, wait.
Yeah, 80.
What losing streak?
He said a little 80 game.
A little 80-game losing streak.
You know how many prospects
seasons that is?
80-game losing streak. How do you sell the scholarship? Like, yo, bro.
How many
let me tell you something. We on 80-game losing streak, but you just can't get to turn it back to the one.
Look right now in their current situation. They got a brand new stadium, state-of-the-art stadium.
Who?
They got the school Prairie View.
Oh, nice.
Brand new. Real nice. John Allen attested to that. Real nice stadium. They got a bunch. They got money with doing
they
that.
Start to go out and get better players.
Yeah.
Like
they don't recruit.
To be honest with you, Prairie View's football team is they be like. The stadium comes from the band backing because the band be doing the thing and they bring the money in. The football team, but you got to find out a way to get somebody that want to go there. That's why I say, what's your selling point? Like, we on an 80-game losing streak, bro. But I'm telling you, you come here and we'll give you a scholarship and you can turn us around. Like, how do you sell that to somebody?
That's over. We ain't on that. We good. We decent now.
HBCUs need to hire crackheads because crackheads can sell anything to anybody to get these recruits to come in. I'm telling you right now, you get crackheads on your payroll and to go get these recruits, they have all them recruits over there. Hopefully they don't be smoking crack once they get there, but they be there.
Hey, they can sell anything though. But look, so what? So do you guys think it's a good idea for the kid to go to a HBCU this coming up year?
I mean, if he want to go, he want to go. But like I said, if he go, let him know why he going, get his history right, and tell him, even if it doesn't pan out for you, you can still leave an HBCU with a great education and a good degree. And that's what it should be. Don't bank everything on basketball. Yeah, bring the basketball team to the top if you can, but get your education. That way, when you leave and you become an alumni with a degree and some money, actually, you can come back and tell them, like, listen, basketball wasn't there for me for my year, but it might be for your year because we wasn't recognized then. But I got my degree, and they have a great faculty and a curriculum and a program, like, you know, so you have to sell them like that, and that's how you get people. You have to get people that don't want, they want basketball, but they know sometimes basketball don't work out. It might not go your way, and those are the kind of people you have to get. I'm gonna work hard to get my basketball, but I'm also work hard in the classroom just in case it don't work out, so I can still sell this to somebody else.
All right, brother.
Sometimes, like everybody, everybody's dream is basketball.
That's the idea. That's a good point, John. But nowadays, what are kids basically going to these big schools for? You know, Zion Williamson didn't go to do just for education.
One and done.
You know, Kyrie Irving didn't go to do for education. LeBron didn't even go to college. You know what he's going. So the whole thing about it, you get a kid top recruit like that. Just say like a LaMelo Ball. If he was going to doing something like that, he's going for one reason and one reason, and that's to go ahead and play play ball and play in the NBA. Now, not to say these kids can't go there because it's a lot of people in the NBA from small schools. A lot of the good ones. So it's kind of like he got the NBA. The NBA gonna be us. We gonna forget about it. Oh, he at Howard or wherever he at. Oh, he at Howard. I'm not even gonna. He now on TV, so I ain't gonna pay attention to him. The people that he's looking for, I'm telling you, I'm guaranteed the NBA watching him. They gonna watch, and he probably won't be there the whole 4 years. He probably played a good 2 and go to NBA. So right now it's not, and he might be going because of reasons for he got somebody probably went to that school, heritage reasons. So that's one of the bench too. But as far as these kids saying I'm gonna go there for education, that's out the window. Unless you the 10th man on the bench, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Are you not a top football player? You just on the team. You getting time, but you're on the team. You ain't gonna make it. You can be there for your education. But if I'm the top 1, 2, 3, 4 player on the team, I'm going to be a top draft pick. That's what I'm going to go do. Because right now, I can tell you right now, a lot of them ain't worried about no classes. A lot, I guarantee that Zion Williamson ain't went to no class.
But that's
Zion.
He's for the girl.
We knew a bunch of people that we knew a bunch of people who play sports that didn't go to class. And I can tell you somebody back in the day, and I ain't gonna say his name, but he went to one of the high schools that after his season went and the recruits came, he stopped going to school. And found out he couldn't get recruited because his grades wasn't right. But at the same time, when them kids go now, man, these coaches, these alumni, they covering for these boys.
Oh yeah.
So he go on. If you go to Howard, he might catch that education because they gonna be a stickler on that. But I guarantee you, a lot of these kids who just your big names, they got some smart ones. I ain't saying that all of them ain't doing their thing. But if you go there, you go in there for one reason and one reason only, for me to get my education. Not education, for me to get this chance to go to the NBA or even play overseas. A lot of kids getting shipped overseas.
Yeah.
So,
but you got a lot of these kids too that you say they go there for one reason only. Yeah, that's why they going there, but they still do get their education. Even if they leave early, they'll still finish their degree. Now, some of them go and they leave and they never finish their degree, and those are the ones that usually come up and be like broke. So that's how you know who really wanted it and who really wanted school. They still want the education because I'm about to get drafted, but I'm about to still be in school whether I'm doing it online and playing NBA, but I'm going to finish my stuff. So they do, like, even when they get done playing, they can go back on business and stuff. But it's the ones like they get done, they never finish their degree, and then they just got done and they got money. Now they just hanging out with the homies and they're broke again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just depends on who you want on your team.
All right. So that's gonna be it for today for the discussion. John, we got John Ward, we got Cephas Ward.
And they gonna say my last name.
Thank y'all for coming on. We're gonna have many of these in the future.